and welcome to another episode of AI Theater. I'm your host, Emily Tellick.
I'm Brian Hill.
And we have two new scripts for you today. We're going to start with Brian's script. And as you can see, we're standing in this episode.
Feels weird.
It does. It feels weird not having the table, but we're going to maybe, I don't know, we can get creative and do some blocking and stuff. Kicks if the script calls for it.
If it calls for it.
If it calls for it. So, Brian, take it away because you have the first script.
Yes, mine is called Brewing Shadows. Setting, a small rustic cabin in the woods. The moon is full, casting shadows that dance with the trees. There are two beds, a small kitchenette, and a window that reveals the ominous forest. Characters, Alex, a young, naive camp counselor. Casey, a fellow counselor, more sensible and cautious. And our monster. Well, let's begin. Act 1, Scene 1. The play begins with Alex and Casey peering out the window. Did you see that?
What?
Oh, never mind. It's just a branch. Casey, have you played the new Zombie Crusher game?
Alex, we just lost our friends. How can you think of games?
They secure the doors and windows.
We should be safe in here.
Oh yeah. Definitely. So, have you ever been on a date in a cabin?
Alex, something terrible is happening.
Sounds of the monster moving outside. That's probably a squirrel. How do we play a video game? How about we play a video game and we grab some coffee?
That's not a squirrel. Scene 4. I remember when Sarah and I used to dream about our futures.
Yeah, Sarah was great at Zombie Crusher.
Act 2, Scene 1. The monster's shadow is cast on the cabin wall. Okay, we need to defend ourselves.
Against squirrels? Anyway, the coffee date.
Focus, Alex.
They prepare makeshift weapons. You think squirrels will be scared of these?
It's not squirrels.
The shadows grow more intense and the monster's growls grow louder.
Okay, we must face this. For our friends.
Okay, but afterwards, video games.
God. Scene 4. Okay, maybe this monster is the universe telling us it's time to face our lives head on.
Suddenly the door begins to creak open. Okay. Act 3, Scene 1. The monster enters, shadows swirling, clocks and toys embedded in its form. Monster, do you smell the winds of time, children? Your innocence fades. Scenes 2. The monster starts making coffee. Wow, that squirrel makes coffee? Casey, I'll race you in Zombie Crushers if we can share a cup with the squirrel.
Ooh, it's not a squirrel. It's the future, and we need to grow up.
Casey has an epiphany while Alex is still oblivious. Monster handing them coffee. Mourn, grow, learn, children. Thanks, Mr. Squirrel. Casey, coffee and video games? Scene 4. The monster vanishes. The cabin is bathed in light of the sunrise.
I'll face the future, remember our friends, and grow.
Come, child. Face the tides of time.
Hold on, sorry.
The monster and Casey start to vanish. At the same time, the video game Alex was talking about earlier suddenly starts working on a small TV in the corner. Oh my gosh, Casey, the Zombie Crusher just started working. This is awesome. Alex is completely oblivious to Casey being taken away by the monster.
Okay. Alex, remember me and remember all of us. Face your future when you're ready.
Casey and the monster completely disappear. Scene 6, Alex is playing Zombie Crusher, absorbed by the game. Casey, you gotta see this level. Casey? Well, I guess more games for me. The camera focuses on the spot where Casey vanished, a soft light illuminating it. Scene 7, the monster's voice echoes through the cabin. Monster, time waits for no one. Innocence fade, but memories remain. Scene 8. Alex continues playing unaware of everything. The light in the cabin dims as the echo fades. I'm going to beat the high score. Casey, you'll have to go on to that coffee date. We have to go on that coffee date after seeing this. This is the dumbest. The camera pans out of the cabin, showing the forest in the night with the shadows of the monster and the counselors among the trees. Curtain.
I'm so confused.
It was so weird. I tried to make this I tried to pull this thing together, but AI had a really tough time.
Okay, what was the prompt that you put in there?
The prompt was create a story about two camp counselors who the rest of their friends have died, and now it's just them. But one of them really just wants to go on a date with the other one, and he's not aware of the monster. But like, I thought it could have been so much better.
Yeah, I was confused. Like,
because the problem is that it didn't know what it was. It was trying to do too many things.
It was, yeah. There were too many like, messages or like things happening in there, and I was just like.
And the monster was supposed to represent.
Yeah.
Like growing up.
Okay.
And so that's why it was making. It came in and made some coffee because adults drink coffee.
That's what I was confused about. I was like, why are you coming
so
in
weird.
and making coffee? And like, is any of this real or was it in his? We'll talk about it after.
It was
wow.
Not that great.
I hope the next script makes a little bit more sense.
It will, I imagine.
All right, the next one is called Rogue Pursuit. This is an action movie script.
Okay.
So it stars John, who you'll be reading for, and Lucy, who I'll be reading for. And then there's also one other character who's kind of the bad guy, if you want to read for that as well, when he comes in.
Cool.
All right, so interior abandoned warehouse night. A dimly lit warehouse filled with stacks of crates and abandoned machinery. John, 30s, rugged, skilled fighter, and Lucy, late 20s, agile and quick-witted, stand back to back, surrounded by a gang of heavily armed thugs.
Ready, Lucy?
Always, John. The thugs approach, their footsteps echoing through the warehouse. John and Lucy exchange a determined look. Wait, let's take that back. John and Lucy exchange a determined look.
That was determined.
Determined.
Let's do this.
John lunges forward, delivering powerful punches and kicks. Oh, here we go, kicks! Swiftly taking down the first wave of thugs. Lucy uses her acrobatic skills to dodge attackers, countering with lightning-fast strikes. Pretend that was
acrobatic, yeah.
Thank you. Interior abandoned warehouse, main hallway night. John and Lucy fight their way through the warehouse, using every object in their environment to their advantage. They disarm the thugs, improvising weapons from broken pipes and loose chains. As they make their way through the main hall, the sound of approaching sirens grow louder. All right, John, we don't have much time. The police are coming.
We need to finish this and get out of here.
Exterior rooftop night. John and Lucy burst through the doors leading to the rooftop, closely followed by the remaining thugs. They find themselves trapped with nowhere to run. Okay, we need an escape plan, John.
I've got an idea.
Okay. John notices a zip line running from the rooftop to a nearby building. How convenient. He quickly assesses the distance and motions for Lucy to follow him.
1, 2, oh, sorry. On 3, 1, 2.
They run towards the end of the rooftop, jumping off as the thugs open fire. Bullets whiz past them as they slide down the zip line, landing safely on the adjacent building's roof. Exterior streetlights, night. John and Lucy sprint through the narrow streets, the thugs hot on their trail. They dodge obstacles, vault over parked cars, and narrowly avoid gunfire. Whew. Okay, but we can't outrun them forever.
We need to find a hiding spot.
They spot an old abandoned building and rush inside, seeking refuge. Interior abandoned building night. John and Lucy take cover in the building's shadowy interior. They catch their breath as they listen to the thugs, and listen as the thugs enter, their footsteps echoing through the empty rooms. Okay. All right, what's our next move, John?
We can't let them win. We'll fight our way out.
John and Lucy devise a plan, using their surroundings to their advantage. They set up traps, rigging wires, and positioning strategically to surprise the thugs. Interior abandoned building, final showdown night. Woo! Final showdown. The thugs move more cautiously through the building, their eyes darting in every direction. Suddenly, they trigger the trap set by John and Lucy. Wires trip them. Objects come crashing down and chaos ensues. John and Lucy emerge from the shadows, delivering a flurry of precise strikes and powerful blows. They fight with unmatched skill, overwhelming the remaining thugs one by one until the last thug falls, defeated and disarmed.
That's the end of them.
We make quite the team, don't we?
The best.
They share a triumphant glance, knowing that no matter the challenge, they'll always be prepared to face it together. Just as they start to catch their breath, the sound of approaching police sirens grows louder. John, we need to go. The police are getting closer.
Right. Let's make our escape.
They quickly exit the abandoned building and navigate through the streets, staying one step ahead of the authorities, their adrenaline still pumping. They seamlessly blend into the crowded urban landscape, using their agility and resourcefulness to avoid capture. An exterior city park night. John and Lucy find themselves in a deserted park surrounded by the tranquility of the night. They take a moment to rest and regroup, hidden in the shadows. Oh, man. I can't believe we made it out alive. What were those thugs after, John?
I think they were after the prototype I've been working on. It's groundbreaking technology that could revolutionize the world. But if in the wrong hands,
It could be catastrophic. We can't let that happen.
No, we can't. We have to find a way to protect it and expose the ones responsible.
They exchange a determined look. Hold on. Their sense of justice fueling their resolve. Exterior abandoned warehouse day. John and Lucy locate the secret hideout of the criminal organization responsible for the attack. The abandoned warehouse stands as a fortress guarded by well-armed mercenaries.
We need to gather more information before we make a move. We can't just rush into this blindly.
Agreed. Let's observe their patterns, find weak points, and come up with a solid plan.
That seems like a solid plan.
Over the course of several days, John and Lucy meticulously gather intel, infiltrating the criminal organization under disguises and aliases. Okay. They uncover the extent of the operation and dangerous individuals involved. All right, Interior Command Center, abandoned warehouse night. John and Lucy, armed with their newfound knowledge, make their move. They stealthily navigate through the warehouse's corridors, taking out guards silently along the way. I picture and then drop them. They reach the heavily fortified command center where the mastermind behind the criminal organization awaits. Interior Command Center showdown night. The mastermind, Victor, 40s, cunning, and ruthless, sits behind a control panel, overseeing the illicit activities of his organization. John and Lucy burst into the room, guns drawn.
It's over, Victor. Your reign ends tonight. Victor smiling.
Give him a nice accent.
Oh, does it? You're too late, John. The prototype is already in motion, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Victor presses a button, activating a countdown on the control panel. Oh yeah, we'll see about that. John and Lucy engage in a fierce battle with Victor and his guards.
Yeah, shoot, I got a gun.
We have a gun. The gun becomes the room becomes a battleground of bullets, punches, and strategic maneuvers.
Punches and bullets.
All right. As the timer ticks down, John manages to disarm Victor while Lucy disables the countdown just in the nick of time.
It's over, Victor. Surrender.
Victor, defeated and cornered, begrudgingly raises his hands in surrender.
You may have won this battle. I think it's a different accent. but the war is far from over.
Interior Police Station Day. John and Lucy stand before a group of detectives and police officers. The captured thugs and Victor are in custody, their crimes exposed. Detective Roberts. Okay, I'll take this one.
It's a new person.
You two have done an incredible job. Thanks to your bravery and determination, we've been able to dismantle this criminal organization. Lieutenant Harris. Yeah, we'll make sure these criminals face justice. You've made the city safer. John and Lucy exchange a grateful glance, knowing their efforts were not in vain. Exterior, city, skyline day. John and Lucy stand on a rooftop overlooking the city skyline. All right. It's finally over, John. We can put this chapter behind us.
Yes, we can. But there will always be another fight, another mission. We can't stop protecting the innocent.
That's what makes us who we are. The Guardians, this city me.
That was good.
They share a brief moment of silence, their minds already anticipating the next challenge.
Let's go, Lucy. There's more work to be done.
They run toward the horizon, ready to face whatever comes their way. Their bond unbreakable and their resolve unwavering.
How is that even a description? No one writes that in any description.
What?
Like just saying that their bond unbreakable, their resolve unwavering. That's not anything that would ever be written in the description of a play or a show.
I know.
Because you can't read that. Or you can't like show that.
No, because usually it would be in like the dialogue and the acting. You don't have to like blatantly say it. It's usually.
I enjoyed this one a lot more than mine.
It was funny.
It was good, and I have to say, I mean, there's some things that were a little bit weird. Like they just kind of. So these are heroes. They're like superheroes of some kind, right? Like.
Yeah.
Because it seems like the thing that also doesn't make any sense, I will say, is that there is this prototype that they're protecting.
That your character made.
That
Lucy wasn't aware of.
Lucy didn't know about it.
Yeah.
And I guess they're after the prototype, but it seems like they already have it.
Yeah. And then they were running from the police, but then at the end,
they go to the police?
They go to the police, so I'm a little confused about that. And I think the AI was too.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on.
I don't think so. Yeah, so...
Lightning fast strikes, counterattack. I love some of the action sequences.
Very
here.
fun. I could see kind of John Wicky, like
yeah,
those
powerful
kind of
punches
movies.
and kicks. Yeah.
I can picture.
At first I thought, oh, they're in trouble. But then at the end, or like after like the first half of the first page, I was like, oh wait, the bad guys are in trouble. And then I like how they did the little Home Alone kind of thing.
Yeah, they set traps.
They set some traps up.
They did.
They set traps up really quickly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, really. Well,
I mean, it was like...
They went undercover and had aliases for a couple days. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
They just...
Well, but I know. I am still confused because they said the police are on their way, so it seemed like they were running from the police. But then...
But yeah, because I didn't understand, were they fighting with the police in terms of like, obviously the police seem to appreciate their hard work.
Yeah.
They don't have any masks on, so they're just like two citizens out there kicking butt and beating up this Victor guy. I would have liked to have known what the countdown was, too.
It did not explain. Like, yes,
it's
here's
just
my
a countdown.
countdown to the bomb that I planted.
Yeah, I just press this button and there's a countdown, and you don't need to know what it is, but just understand that when it hits 0, it's gonna get bad. You don't want that.
Yeah, there was some details missing for sure.
But this one had more details than mine.
Yeah. Let's go back to yours for a second.
If we have to.
Yeah. It was...
So I wanted it to be about two people in a cabin. They're the last of like these camp counselors.
Yeah.
Who the rest of the camp counselors have been killed, in my mind, by like a Jason type character.
Okay.
But the Jason type character in this was a monster that represents the future. And having to grow up. That's why I guess when it was, there's a description of it, the monster's description, what did it say? The monster is like, it has stuff, the monster, I can't remember. The monster, it enters shadows, swirling clocks and old toys embedded in its form.
It sounded like a cool description.
Yeah.
100%.
But I wanted it to be a more violent monster.
Okay.
And kind of, because it would be ripping away childhood, you know? It's destroying your innocence.
Right.
But I do like that our friend Alex was like he thought it was a squirrel, which is odd.
That was very funny.
It's freaking weird.
And he committed hard on that. There was no persuading him.
He was not going to let go of the squirrel. And then, he really wanted to play his monster video game. So he's still a kid.
Yeah, okay.
So that was the metaphor there.
It was definitely, it was more of a psychological mind bend as opposed to a traditional slasher because there was a lot of symbolism in there.
Exactly.
With the monster and stuff. So I did appreciate that twist because you would normally in that situation expect a Jason type monster or whatever to come hacking and slashing, but no.
This one comes in, it's just making a pot of coffee, and it's going to take Casey, and I guess all the other people are like in the woods. And shadowy forms in the woods.
Yeah.
That's adulthood, I guess.
It had legs.
It had legs. It needs a couple run-throughs.
Yeah.
A little more feedback.
A little cleaning up. A little bit more. But other than that,
That's
two
good.
fun, very different scripts.
Very different.
So.
But it was good.
Yeah. All right. Well, that concludes another episode of AI Theater. The scripts, we're going to keep
We're going to be pumping them out. We're going to be doing more standing.
Yeah, maybe we'll memorize them someday and we can
Yeah.
even act them out. But
That's a whole nother thing.
that's like a whole production.
It is.
We don't have time
We
for
don't
that.
have cameras and stuff.
No. Well, thank you for watching again. If you would like to see any sort of script come to life, whatever you're watching this on, drop it in the comments and we can type it into the program and we can make a script out of your ideas. But other than that, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.